Hey you guys, hey, we're up in my old tromping grounds. I want to show you guys one of the most beautiful cutthroat anywhere in the world. And you can see the blue color on these cutthroats. I was going to bring a fishing pole and see if I could catch one for you today, but anyway, I'll have to do it another day. We got a pretty good snowstorm up here, but I wanted to show you something that's really valuable to these Bonneville cutthroat trout. Bear Lake, Utah boasts some of the biggest cutthroat trout, not only in the United States but in the world. One of the only places that has bigger cutthroat trout than Bear Lake, Utah would be Pyramid Lake in Nevada, and that is where the world record cutthroat trout was caught, and I believe it was about 41 or 42 pounds, I want to say. Here on Bear Lake, Utah, and Idaho. Bear Lake is half in Utah and half in Idaho, you guys. And I'm on the Idaho side right now. And the biggest cutthroat trout I believe caught on the Idaho side was right around 19 pounds. And I've caught some fish here close to that over my lifetime. But I wanted to show you guys something that's really helpful to these trout. Bear Lake, the cutthroats don't actually spawn inside the lake, you guys. They have to leave, and so there's a lot of tributaries that come through Bear Lake, and there's only one fish hatchery on Bear Lake, but this is what they call a transfer station, you guys. So your cutthroat trout are always spring spawners, guys. They always spawn about April, May, and June. So what these fish will do is kind of like those hatcheries I was showing you in Alaska. They'll come up here and they'll come through these narrow gaps right here, and then they'll come to where they can regain their senses, and then they'll come up these fish ladders, and these ladders are built just to help the fish get through these turbulent areas. In the springtime, this will be raging water right here, and so these are very helpful to the Bonneville cutthroat trout, which come up these fish ladders. And then it's kind of crazy, you guys, because these fish, once they come up these fish ladders, I'll walk across the street and I'll show you, but on the other side of the road there's a great big huge vast marsh. It's actually a wildlife refuge, and so these fish, they can't spawn in the silty water and the mud and of the refuge, and so it's amazing. Fish really rely on scent, you guys, and so the fish that come out of Bear Lake on the Idaho side, they have to go through this huge vast marsh over here, and then they'll smell a place called St. Charles Creek, and that's where a lot of these fish were born at. And they would be, I don't know if you guys can see the mountain range, but it would be all the way to that mountain range from here. So these fish are traveling, I'd say anywhere from 15 to 25 miles to get to some of these tributaries. And so it's amazing how far these fish have to spawn, to travel to spawn. But it's crazy to think that 10 or 15 pound cutthroat trout will actually come up these fish ladders and then end up 15 or 20 miles away. This kind of gives you a little overview of how these fish come up here, and you can see how there's little holding areas, and then you can see how there's the little chutes where these big fish come through. But anyway, you guys, this is Bear Lake, Utah, Idaho. I'm on the Idaho side, and it's just amazing the size of the cutthroat trout, you guys. It's hard to believe a cutthroat trout that's close to 20 pounds. And Pyramid Lake, it's even harder to imagine a cutthroat trout that is 40 pounds plus. In Alaska, we don't get any cutthroats even close to that size. Most of your fish in your cutthroat trout are sea-run cutthroat trout in Alaska, and they don't get near the size of these big cutthroat trouts in the western United States, especially Pyramid Lake and Bear Lake, Utah, Idaho. Anyway, a little information for you guys. I'm up in my old tromping ground today. Gonna try to do some fishing, and eventually I'll catch you guys one of these Bonneville cutthroat trout, and I'll show one to you. They're a beautiful fish. Anyway, you guys have an awesome day. Coming to you here from Bear Lake, Idaho today, and sending you guys a great big smile from here on Bear Lake. Okay, see you guys. All right, bye.